Dale's story, if you're unfamiliar, is fascinating. He spent 37 years as a professional umpire, 32 of those years in Major League Baseball. Yeah. And he is out as the first openly gay umpire in Major League Baseball. He's written about his experiences in this book, and it's great to have him with us on the Tuesday program. Dale, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
We want to ask you all about the book, and when we got this list of moments that you were behind the plate for or on a crew for, it just blew me away how many of these things you were there for. I mean, we could dive right into this, but I want to talk first about putting this book together. I'm sure this was a long time in the making because your story is such a fascinating one. How did you come about the decision-making process to put the book down on paper, and tell us about the project?
Well, when I retired, I had no intentions of writing a book. A lot of guys have. There's some great stories, and they're very entertaining. But I just wasn't going to do that. But Rob Nyer, who helped me out, I helped him with the book a few years before. He called me for lunch to give me a copy of that, and we were talking. He said, "When are you going to write a book?" I said, "Rob, I really don't have any intentions of doing that." And he goes, "Well, if you wrote a book, I'd be the first one to read it. You have a story to tell." And I said, "Well, yeah, but a lot of guys have written books and this and that." He goes, No. None of them have the story that you have." And I got to thinking, when I came out in 2014, I had such a positive response from all around the world, really. And several of those emails that I had were from people just saying that because hearing my story, they gave them courage to come out to friends or they're a step closer or whatever. And it just was very encouraging. And I thought, you know what, Rob's right. I do have a story. Of course, I have the baseball story, almost 4,000 regular season games and 91 postseason games and all that. So like you were saying, I've got all that. But I had this other story about myself and my journey. When I started in baseball in the Northwest League in 1981, my first game was literally 2 weeks after this first mysterious disease was hitting young men in San Francisco and New York. Well, it was the AIDS epidemic that started. So I paralleled that my entire career, especially in the 80s when I was in the minor leagues and in the big leagues. So I did have a story. I was leading a double life, trying to survive in baseball and survive as, a human. And so, I thought, you know what, Rob, you're right. Why don't you help me write it? And he was happy to do that. And we had a good time putting it together.
Hey, Dale, it's Harold here. Dale and I go way back. He actually umpired my games. And also he's an Oregonian, so, we got that connection.
Oh, I know. All Oregonians get special treatment on this program. That's all there is
As well they should, I might add. But.
So Dale, obviously you ended your career with a foul tip, right? That
right.
Ended your career. So it wasn't you coming out that ended your career or anything like that. So had you not had that foul tip, were you at that point in your career where you would have gone public and continued to umpire?
Well, I had gone public in 2014. I worked the 15 and 16 season. My fifth game in 2017 is when I took the shot in Toronto on April 14th. And that was the fourth concussion that I received. That was the second one in 8 months. I also had whiplash. And my plan was to work through the 2019 season. But while I was recovering from that and going to physical therapy, the whiplash and all that stuff, I consulted a couple doctors, specialists about head blows and things, and I just made a decision. You know what? I feel like I'm playing on house money, and I'm going to walk away. I talked to Eddie Montague, who helped a lot. He had to leave the field. He had several concussions, and he still has some issues from that. Greg Bonet ended his career in Pittsburgh, I think in 2002 or something, with head blows. So I talked to them and kind of got a feel of, what they were going through. And I just thought, you know what, I think I'm good. And so I've never looked back. I think I made the right decision, but, I was planning to go a couple more years. Yes.
So that said, obviously I didn't realize you'd umpired a couple of years after coming out. Did you ever come across any prejudice in the sense of being gay, treated in a way?
Harold, it was amazing. I came out in December, so it was a few months before any games, and I really wasn't sure what the reaction would be once baseball started. But that year in 2015, my very first game, I write about it in the book that I had the the Reds and the Indians, now the Guardians. But Marlon Byrd was playing for the Reds. And about the third inning, he's running in from left field. I had switched over to third base. And he comes running up. He goes, Dale. And he, I'd had Marlon Byrd for years. Gave me this huge bear hug, which is not normally how you say hello to an umpire, usually on a on a field. And he kind of lifted me up and he goes, I'm so proud of you, man. You are free. You are now free. And I said, thank you, Marlon. And he was, I had that reaction from him. Joey Votto that game shook my hand as he was leaving the park and said, congratulations. There was the rest of that year, one more player, one base coach, and one trainer said something, and that was it. Nobody else said a word on the field because it was business as usual, quite frankly, which I thought it would be to a point, but I wasn't sure. And then from the stands, I'm not saying it never happened, but I never heard a negative comment from the stands. Maybe I had selective hearing. I don't know, but I didn't hear one. So the whole reaction was very positive, and I'm very grateful for that.
Were there ever episodes, because you had some legendary exchanges with managers, and I'm reminded of the Billy Martin saga that you lived, where after an ejection, and I understand you were the last umpire to eject Billy from a game. There was actually a thought that he may have put some people up to doing you harm because he was so upset with you. How did we figure that out? That's unreal.
That was very bizarre. The next time we were supposed to go into New York, Marty Springstead, who was the head of the umpires of the American League, he switched me up. He said, you're going to go to Toronto and the Rockies going to come into New York. I said, okay. And switching up was not abnormal. I mean, it happened, for whatever reason. I didn't really question it. I found out later on the reason that happened is because the league had received a letter saying if Dale Scott comes to New York, he's leaving in a body bag.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, I find that rather rude. But of course, this was before the internet and all that stuff. Years down the road, after Billy had passed away, and there was a book. I off the top of my head, I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a book written, and there was a segment in the book saying that. After this ejection I had of Billy, and which is the last one he was ever ejected, he got fired a few weeks later, that there was talk about putting a hit out on me. And I'm not sure, this is years after this happened. And after the threat and all that stuff. And I thought, my goodness, this might've been a bigger deal than what it was. So it got me thinking a little bit, but, that's pretty serious stuff, I guess, when you eject a guy and then have to look, behind all the time to think somebody's stalking you or something.
I mean,
that's
unreal. I want to know, though, with these managerial exchanges you had, Billy Martin, Earl Weaver, Lou Piniella, Sparky Anderson, we understand is the first umpire that you ever ran from a game. I mean, what stands out, or who stands out as being... I mean, my goodness, that's unbelievable. That's back when that stuff took place. Now, instant replay, we don't see these moments anymore. From that group I just listed, is there one character that stands out among the others?
Well, like Lou Piniella was funny because he rarely would chirp from the dugout, just, constantly, boom, boom, boom. You didn't hear a lot from Lou. And then he would just explode and just go crazy. And had that situation that I was the first guy to run Lou in the Kingdom after he got the Mariners job on pitches. He was not happy with my strike zone, and finally I eject him. And he comes running out, and his veins are coming out of his neck, and he's kicking dirt all over the plate. And Davey Phillips, my crew chief, came down, and there's a great video. I'm standing there holding my mask on my hips. Davey's kind of just standing there like this. As Lou is screaming and veins are coming out and he's sweating and he's kicking it like 19 times. He's kicking dirt on this thing and he's starting to, he's getting tired. And finally he kind of stops and I said, "Hey, Lou, you missed a spot." Oh, and then he just snapped again and started kicking again. But I got along with Lou, believe it or not. I mean, I would rather have a guy that was pretty quiet and then just snapped than a guy that just rides you constantly from the dugout and doesn't really say anything to get ejected, but you never stop hearing him. Those guys drive you crazy.
Did anybody react differently to being ejected by you than they would have a different umpire because of your personal life, because of your background? Were you reacted to or responded to in a different way?
Well, I only worked, the 15 and 16 season, because 17 I only worked 5 games after I'd come out. And I'll be completely honest, there was zero difference on the field. I was treated the way I've always been treated, and that's the way it should be, really. But, of course, I didn't know how that would happen or how that would play out. But, no, there was nothing those 2 years that after I was publicly out that the players or managers or anything did anything different.
Hey, so let's talk about a few of the big games that you did cover. When you look back now, retired, and you get a chance to see video or even whatever it might be, like the Mattingly moment we just talked about,
Right.
what stands out? What games do you look back and go, man, that was really cool to do that game?
Well, one of the highlights of my career was the 2001 World Series. A 7-game series, home team won every game. And of course, more importantly, it was, just weeks after 9/11, and this whole country was reeling still. And of course, the city of New York. And so I had the first game in New York, game 3, behind the plate with, President Bush throwing out the first pitch. And I'll just never forget that entire series. And certainly that game with the security at Yankee Stadium, the emotion, Can
you take us behind the scenes real quick? I mean, what do they tell the umpires with all the security? The president's throwing out the first pitch. It's the first game since 9/11. Take us behind the scenes of what they probably told you guys.
Well, first of all, get to the park early because everybody's going through security. They don't care who you are. At Yankee Stadium, and Harold, you've been there, old Yankee Stadium numerous times. We would walk in the press gate, say hello to the guys. Boom, we go down the stairs. There's a guard. We go down this long hallway, another long hallway. That's where the Yankee clubhouse was. A couple guards there. We go down a little bit farther. That's our clubhouse. The guard there. Fine. That night, there was guards at the top in the press. When you go down, there's a guard where he usually is. The entire 2 hallways that we go down, there was security about every 15 feet, just standing.
Wow.
All the way down. Then I get in front of the Yankee clubhouse, which always there's 2 or 3 guys there. There was like 10. I don't know, a ton. And then to our place, to our room with a few more. And I walk in with Jimmy Joyce, and who's sitting there is some gentleman sitting there. And we were the first 2 umpires to walk in. And he introduced himself. He was a Secret Service guy. He was going to put on a umpire uniform and go out with us when the president was throwing the first pitch. They also had 2 agents in New York Yankee groundskeeper uniforms on the field. Mark Hirschbeck, one of the guys on the crew, stayed in the tunnel, so there'd only be 6 of us on the field with this Secret Service guy. And I saw what he had underneath the umpire uniform, a flak jacket, a couple guns, handcuffs, all kinds of stuff. So I asked him if I could use maybe some of the stuff he had, but he declined to let me do that. But yeah, the security was insane, and that series was insane, really.
Boy, Dale, we could talk to you forever here this morning, and unfortunately we're up against a time limit, but we thank you for the time. The book is The Umpire Is Out. Dale Scott with longtime baseball writer Rob Nyer. I'm positive that there is a fascinating set of stories involved in this read, and I can't wait to get it myself. So thanks for the visit, and we wish you best of luck with the book.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys. Harold, I'll see you at a Duck game.
Yes, sir.